Hi, I'm Timothy Lynch. I'm 23 years old and a recent graduate of Endicott College. My backstory is that I grew up in Melrose, and was obsessed with sports, and I took that passion into sports broadcasting, where at Endicott, I called probably over 100 games, both play by play and color, mainly play by play. Also, hosted a radio show with my friend called the Basketball Variety Show, and for a television show, interviewed athletes around the school at Endicott. I also have other experience, such as being a camera operator for Harvard Athletics, doing writing, as you can see on my website, which I will share the link, and also being a public address announcer for the Melrose Americans in the Intercity Baseball League. So, my favorite Boston sports memory. That has to be Super Bowl 49 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I know a lot of people think that the 28-3 comeback was the best, and I get it. It was an incredible comeback, but I'll take Super Bowl 49. And here's why. Super Bowl 49 was between two heavyweights, a juggernaut, the defending champions in the Seattle Seahawks, and the New England Patriots, who had won 3 Super Bowls up to that point, but had not won in 10 years. You had Pro Bowlers, All-Pros, future Hall of Famers, all over the field. But you also had some supporting characters, such as Chris Matthews, who was an unknown, getting over 100 yards that game, and of course the hero in the end, Malcolm Butler, who I'll get to. But it was back and forth game, with the score being tied at halftime when Katy Perry came out and performed, and the Seahawks taking control of the game in the third quarter, going up 24-14. And it looked like they were going to repeat and go back-to-back. But then Brady and the Patriots offense manufactured 2 drives that led to touchdowns with guys like Shane Vereen, who I think had over 10 catches that ball game, and Danny Amendola catching a touchdown. Of course, Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, all these guys chipping in to lead the comeback for the Patriots. Then the ending. In my opinion, the greatest ending you will ever see in the history of sports. I mean that. It's third down, and Wilson throws one downfield. It's tipped, and the ball just lands in Jermaine Kearse's lap. Everybody's saying to themselves, "You kidding me? Not again." The Patriots just had the Tyree catch, the Mario Manningham catch. Now the Kearse catch. There's all these New Englanders looking at the screen and saying, "Are you kidding me? Not again." But then the plot twist. Instead of handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, who was the best running back in the league at the time, or one of them, they throw it across the middle. And Malcolm Butler, an undrafted free agent, gets the interception. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Crowd goes wild, and the dynasty is back on. Brady gets his 4th Super Bowl. I think at that point he became the greatest quarterback of all time. The other Super Bowls after that just solidified it even more. And Boston, the Patriots were back. It was the second leg of a dynasty, as they would go on to win 2 more Super Bowls after that to become 6-time champions. And it was just an incredible memory for myself. I remember me and my knucklehead friends taking our shirts off, running around the street, jumping in the snow, acting like hooligans. So that was an incredible memory for myself and my family and my friends. Finally, what's one piece of advice I would give to someone visiting Boston? I would say to cherish its versatility. Now, Boston, obviously known for its sports, with landmarks such as Fenway Park and the TD Garden, but it's more than just a sports city. We have some of the best colleges and universities in the country, with schools like Harvard, Tufts, Northeastern, BC, BU. We have great food. We have the Museum of Fine Arts, the Museum of Science. There's so many things about Boston. It's not just a sports town, although it is the best sports town. Sorry, LA, sorry, New York, but Boston's the best sports town. But there are many things about Boston that make it great in its whole. So that's what I would say to someone visiting Boston is cherish its versatility and try to see every avenue that the city has to offer. I'm Tim Lynch. Thank you for the opportunity.